Hello, I'm Jashikins, and with me as always is my co-host.
Burn Punchy.
And
Well,
with us this week is...
Neko Twins! Hello, everyone.
See, that was a very enthusiastic opening. I like that. See, compared me and Jashi, I'm just like, I try to act regal as fuck, and Jashi's doing her thing.
Well, I'm more...
I know way enthusiasm.
Okay, I show more emotion when I am on recordings if I'm talking to real people. Solo, no, I sound bland.
Me too. Me too.
Like a robot.
When I talk to real people,
Yes, I do sound like a robot when I'm
effort
solo.
to not have to talk to them. Lovely. Anyway. Damn it, host, start hosting.
Well, welcome back to Jash Talks, where I answer non-existent questions that no one asked, and we talk about topics to fill up the blank space left by Jack Shit. And
I don't think we should talk bad about Jack Shit. Jack Shit's a fine fellow.
No, he isn't. Fucking bastard.
I bet you're just racist. You don't like shit people.
No, I don't. Okay, first topic. The 50 Shades of Grey trailer came out recently. Now, I've been hearing the news of, the actors being cast, and I was like, please say it just stops and suddenly for some reason doesn't get made. And then the fucking trailer comes out and I'm like, fuck. And I saw Lucy yesterday. So, I guess what trailer was the first trailer to play in front of that fucking movie?
What?
50 Shades of Grey. I just spent the other day watching the trailer 3 or 4 times to review it. And I was like, I don't have to see that again. I go out, to theater, having fun, and I see that fucking thing.
What?
The music is good. That's the only good thing about the trailer.
I kind of want to watch it now.
Ooh,
But
boy.
I kind of want to keep my eyes. I'm worried about what's going to be in it. I mean...
Okay, for my personal opinion on the whole 50 Shades of Grey subject, as a fanfic reader and writer, I happen to be very damn familiar with how the majority of fanfiction is written, and I am very nervous about checking out anything that was previously a fanfic.
That's true, actually. And I'm not saying that they aren't really good fan fictions, but if we're completely honest here, the majority is horse shit. Really,
Yes.
really bad.
As I like to put it, you have to dig through a whole bunch of dirt and crap to find gemstones, whether they are polished or rough.
You got to bring out the fucking dwarf in you to get this done. Honestly, it's
Yes.
I mean, there are
yes,
times
you
where you
have to
need
be
like
persistent if you wanna find
diggy hole
anything
music
good.
shit. Honestly, but I mean, this is my opinion on it. But I said this to you guys just 5 seconds ago. But I don't like Twilight, and when you mix that with bad fan fiction of Twilight, my God, you could not find a way to make me hate you more. I will kill that author with my pinky finger. And I don't mean I'll choke them with it, right? I will chop my pinky finger off and feed it to them.
Actually, if you gotta use your fingers, I would prefer the whooshy finger hold from Kung Fu Panda.
Well, I simply don't have the skill. I've tried, but it backfires and causes me to spontaneously poop myself.
Shit yourself.
Well,
We're
come on,
grown
no
ups.
need for language. No need for language, is there? Bloody hell. Bloody hell. Can you get censored now? The children can't watch. What are you on about?
I still
You
prefer
know the
whooshy
children want to
finger
know
hold.
about 50 Shades of Grey, damn it.
So, yeah, I think the 50 Shades the original fan fiction was really well known, I guess, for being one of the worst fanfics.
Well, it was really well known because it got a book, wasn't it?
No, before it became a book. I think
I didn't know by then.
Yeah, no, I guess
I never saw Twilight. I never read Twilight. I have absolutely no true reviewed opinion, but
sadly have.
I had actually read someone who was not only a fan of the series, but actually also a bit of a critic, that they were able to actually sit there and legitimately point out what was flawed in the book, even though they still enjoyed it. I actually read that up, and that the honesty in that and what was wrong was like, oh, MFG, no, I am not reading that. I am not touching it.
True, but I mean, just as a side note here, quickly.
Okay, I have personally have got so used to vampires being dark creatures, making them so they are like
fucking sparkly.
Angels sent from the heavens instead of the creatures of freaking hell they are supposed to be.
Look, here's the thing. Just a small amount of logic inserted into the Twilight world, okay? If them motherfuckers sparkled, right? They'd be dead by now. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's that fucking movie was in America, right? You don't. I'm pretty sure it was in like the far south or something as well. Fucking sparkly men running around with no t-shirts on. They could be human and they'd be shot. Come on, man. This is a bad idea.
Instantaneous combustion that is instantly healed, so to make the sparkle effect, as one fan had put it one day.
Well, that's bullcrap. That's it. That's a cop-out, that. It doesn't matter. They're fucking sparkling. Okay? Jesus.
No. To me, vampires don't sparkle. I'll stay away from the pixie vampires. Thank you very much.
You know what I like? You know what I want back? The classic older vampire. The vampire with the slick back hair and a cloak.
Sorry, give me Helsing for vampires any old day.
I haven't seen enough of Helsing to say this, but I quite like the old regal vampire with a cloak, and he can turn to a shadow and blend into the background and shit. Yeah, I like that vampire.
Dude.
Basically Dracula.
Battle Network saying the anime for Battle Network. Shademan was a better vampire than in Twilight's vampires.
He fucking was, actually, wasn't he?
Yes.
Well, Count fucking Chocula's a better vampire, to be fair, but...
Anything is a better vampire than Edward. A fucking stick is a better vampire.
I'm a better fucking vampire.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh shit, I've told you. God damn it. Now you have to die.
No, you can't kill me. I'm too amusing.
No, I'm going to kill you. You're going to die.
A mutant Zubat would make a better vampire.
A mutant Zubat would be a crime against humanity. Fuck those things. Fucking Zubats. Damn it. I've seen more fucking Zubats than I have any of the Pokemon ever. Good God. Golbots can go fuck themselves at home.
So, what are your opinions on fanfiction getting published?
Personally, it would depend on the quality of the original fan fiction in the first place.
Absolutely, I agree with that. Don't just be converting any old shit.
Okay, I have actually found a good few fanfics that actually had legitimate characterization, truth to the universe that it was based on. Any canon characters who came into the fics had everything you knew about them come into play.
See, that's good then, because that's almost when you do stuff like that, it isn't fan fiction anymore. It's entirely within the realms of possibility. It's when you alter things so much so as to make it not make sense. You know what I mean? Like there's a fan fiction of Pokemon where Ash is suddenly a woman. You know what I mean? It could be written good.
Well, Ash is already a woman. What's the diff?
Voice actor, maybe.
Yes, okay, fine. Jeez, come on, make it up. Damn. Wait, is the English one a woman?
I know Ash's Pikachu is a male, and he's voiced by a woman.
I didn't know that. I was just making a dumb joke. Thanks for making me seem smart.
Shit, now this...
To be
now
honest,
my dreams of voicing a male
honest,
shonen protagonist is over.
Ash's voice actor in Japanese is female, and she has actually came on and sung some of the Japanese openings.
Have you seen the Pikachu voice actor do the Pikachu voice?
No, I have not seen her do it, but I do know she is a female.
You should watch that, and then, much as I did, fall instantly in love with her because it was the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Are you sure you weren't just falling in love with Pikachu?
I may very well have been. I'm not gonna lie, it's happened before. Tell you what though, if someone whipped out a Totodile voice in me, marriage for life. I'm telling you right now, Totodile, he's my boy.
But yes, as mentioned, characterization is truly key factor when you're doing fan fiction. You have to remain true to what your source material is for it to truly ring true with any of the fans of the series you're working with.
I think that's the problem with fanfiction in general.
A lot of people alter it too much.
Yeah, when you make fanfiction, I think people are imagining their ideal scenario. I would really like it if so-and-so happened. But the problem is, if so-and-so didn't happen, then it's not something that would have happened. It's not something that fanfiction can do properly because they wouldn't have done it in the first place.
It's good, I think, from time to time just to indulge yourself.
It's fun, but it's not...
You're talking over her.
Yeah.
Shush! Fuck it, I'm taking over. Okay, gentlemen, changing the name. This is now Punchy Talks.
Now, this is Jash Talks, and anyways, as I was saying, I have actually some of the common tropes I've seen people do in fan fiction worlds is when they change up so much that the characters are no longer who you know. I have actually seen them take Naruto or Sonic the Hedgehog and make them into high school fics. No, I am not joking. You search this up and you will find them.
I
believe
believe
it. I just face-palmed so hard my hand is now on the wall.
Yeah, that is like WTF, and then they introduce OCs on top of it.
Well, come on, but damn it!
Yeah, no. I stay away from those, but I have seen the summaries.
Sometimes stupid things happen. This is one of them.
But yes, that is like where you like bring out your holy cross and try to exorcise the stupid devil from those fan fictions, because that is just horrible, and most commonly they are also done horribly.
True. Of course, side note, once again, they can be really good.
Yes, that is rare in itself, though. I have not really found one that I considered good.
I'm not sure if you guys have noticed this, but I think I have, considering I'm not actually a writer. But when I read a lot of fanfics, I've noticed what it tends to be. It feels like an in between, where someone who wants to be a writer is writing there, and they're getting better, and they're becoming a writer through their experiences there. I think that's quite often what fanfiction is, a bit of practice. And I think that's why some of it's not very good, because it's, a lot of people are kind of starting out.
I would actually, for any writer, suggest doing fan fiction, because you already have a pre-made world, you already have pre-made characters.
Yeah,
you can literally build up your skills by putting them through different scenarios that never truly happened, or trying to novelize something that was not truly explained. But
exactly, and I think that might be a reason why there's so much of it.
That's exactly why I started. Practice.
Well, I didn't know that. I thought it started because someone wanted to write a weird Harry Potter cross with Mega Man thing. Yes, Harry Potter, Star Trek. There we go.
Okay, for me, when we get on the subject of crossovers, for me, it's a major hit or miss. Mostly misses.
Yeah, there are a few that work, but they have to make fucking sense. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Mega Man and Digimon will go together because they are essentially very similar concepts. If you can't consider the Battle Network.
To be blunt, Digimon can work with so many worlds. I'm like astounded that they ain't done more often.
True.
As long as there's digital technology in the human world that you are basing the crossover on, Digimon can exist.
So in that case, Digimon are like the most widespread, the ones that can
yes,
be
they could be some of the most widespread crossovers out there.
You could have Digimon Potter.
Yeah, like Mega Man Battle Network. they have digital technology. Digimon would be completely possible for them.
Probably more powerful as well if you think about it, because computers were more
Yeah.
powerful than those.
If you actually think of children's war game, i.e. Digimon the movie to the US, the part with the Oboromon,
Yeah.
the Digimon were in the internet. What do you think the Net Navis do?
In that case, you might say the Net Navis or Digimon.
Yes, exactly.
Fucking
That
logic
would entirely work. But
Someone write a fanfiction about that.
people have actually done Digimon Naruto. There is jack shit of computer technology in Naruto.
Well, there are some in the movies.
The most advanced I saw of computer technology was super old-fashioned TV and a VCR.
Wait, was that canon though? Because the movies
That was
and
like
some of the filler.
one scene, and it only was like a couple seconds back in the back in one of the episodes I saw during the what was that? The exams part.
Oh. Odd. We probably shouldn't talk about this because we haven't got much time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Naruto fucking doesn't make any sense technology-wise. I have never been able to pinpoint what kind of age
That's why
they're
the
in.
crossover will fail first of all. So yeah.
Right. What's next?
Okay, let's go on to the next topic because we see. I would like to listen to just you two chatting for like 3 hours, but
we gotta continue.
Yeah.
But
yes. Relating to fan fiction, OC or original character stuff in fan fiction.
As Syri probably mentioned, most people when they do OCs, they do not do well because they are already not doing the canon cast well.
I'd like to.
They have no idea how to construct a character properly.
That's true, but I think a side note is that I've read this somewhere. I think the problem with OC characters is they're almost always just a person who's writing it. Just like if I made one, it'd be like Omar, who's a Mega Man character now, or Omar. He's suddenly an
so a lot of people will do Mary Sue's or the male counterpart of the Mary Sue's.
Maximus
Or they
Sue.
will do what we call self inserts.
Yes, those. That's what I was thinking. That'd be the. I imagine that would be the worst.
Those are the most.
Good, actually. You never know.
Those would be the most common OCs, and they are usually overpowered compared to the universe that they have come in. This is like bringing a female superhero into Superman, and she outdoes Superman at every single time.
Fucking no one outdoes Superman.
That
I outdo Superman, so shut up.
When with Superman farts so hard he'll blast you into the wall.
That is literally how a lot of these OCs are done. They are stronger than the strongest character in the universe that they have been put into.
See, I really don't like that unless the OC character is some kind of one-off bad guy who will eventually lose in the end somehow. Most of the time, I like intelligent characters who are gonna fuck with you in weird ways. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna put a villain in a Superman movie, you know?
A Gary Stew and then kill you off in one of my fics.
You know what? I would like that because my character would come to life, take over your writing style, and win in the end anyway.
People have actually done bash fics, which is where they rant about character that they hate from a series, and a lot of times they'll actually bring in Mary Sue qualities to actually kill the said character off. I am not a fan of those. No. Because to me it's technically disrespect to the series, because yes, there are characters you're supposed to hate, but at the same time they are there for reasons, so you actually have a conflict.
True. I mean, you're not going to know this, and I'm not going to tell you to know this.
A lot of the best stories have a conflict.
All of them have to have the conflict, you know.
Yes,
because
it moves them along.
Yeah, the thing with storytelling is there needs to be something you're fighting against.
Yes, whether it's
internal or external, there needs to be something.
A lot of external is villains.
I mean, so you need to be a really fucking good writer to get like a story about some guy just eating bread. Oh, he's eating bread. Good job. There's a brown grain in there. He doesn't like that, so he takes that out.
Like high while reading it, yeah.
You're not high when you
get
read
really fucking hungry for bread.
No, I want bread. Take that as you will.
I write OCs some of the time, and the main one I use is for a Terminator. Originally for a Terminator roleplay, and then I started working out her backstory, and it became long, and it ended up being split into 3 parts. I'm not even halfway through the first part, and a problem is I give her faults and stuff, but the thing is I use long story short, I use Jash for any role-playing character OC that I think's not going to last that long. So I didn't change her name for the fix, so I had 1 or 2 people coming up to me and going, "That's a Mary Sue because it has your same name," and I ended up writing something on one of my Tumblrs, then linking to that post on my fanfic.net profile just to, hopefully avoid the, "Hey, this is a Mary Sue because it shares your name."
That's probably people just looking for a problem, and that happens everywhere. In all fairness, I mean, you fucking make YouTube videos. What you should know this, but
personally, my fanfic Arthur name is actually based on an OC I already had made before I made my account. I actually, yes, when I started this character, yes, he was Mary Sue. He overpowered the main character, but then later on, when I was thinking of how am I going to reboot this and make it make more sense when I was growing as a writer, I decided he's a mentor. Technically, mentors are more powerful than the main characters that they are teaching.
That's true. You can make him like a Master Roshi motherfucker.
Yes, considering these circumstances, I figured the mentor role would actually make far more sense.
Did you give them a beard?
No. It's
All
a
mentors
bot,
have to have
goof.
beard. Huh?
It's a bot.
Doesn't matter. Robot beard.
My Metabot fanfic.
Doesn't matter. Give it a robot beard.
Oh, hell no!
awesome.
My wolf bot does not have a beard. No, no, no.
No, imagine this. Imagine this. It's got
Beard.
a big bushy beard, and then when it's in battle, it opens up missiles. Bang! Beard missile.
No.
Beard
Yes.
deployed.
No beard on my wolf. No. He is not. He may be old, but his mind is young. No.
Yeah, probably not a good idea to give a wolf a beard. One questions his wolfiness at that point.
But yes, like I was saying, overpowered OC turned mentor, so he would actually become a balance in the world because he is teaching the main character how to become as powerful.
That's good.
Technically, in my reboot, the main character, considering his ties to the past with this OC, who is from the past, technically, the OC remembers what made them so powerful in the past. Where in canon, yes, Metabee from Metabots forgot a lot of the past. He did not remember how to do metaphors for a while.
True. So
my basis was this character had something stronger than the metaphors because the metaphors was a base, a raw base to build power into and make it stronger.
Like Super Saiyan 1 to Super Saiyan 2. I like it.
Kind of like a Naruto signature orb attack. I cannot remember the pronunciation. Yes, where he builds. It was made as a base to mold chakra to build power. Originally, so.
But
he uses it in raw form a lot until he learned how to mold his wind chakra into it.
Yeah, and then turned it into some other shit and then some other shit, and now it's just a giant black ball of death.
This technique was a base, and that's exactly what I'm treating the Metaforce as in the reboot.
But see, that's what more people need to do with their original characters. They need to because first of all, they need to admit they fucked it up and said it's a Mary Sue, and then they need to adapt it and figure out ways to make it work like that. You know what I mean? That works.
Yes, I created this wolf character 10 years ago.
But see, that's the long.
That's how long I've been fanfic writing.
See, here's the thing, right? I have, because I'm a nerd, written down a great many ideas about stuff I like, and a lot of them have to do with you know, OCs essentially, right?
Mhm.
But they never, really not as a thing, because I was never very good at imagining a character in a world that I already with the person I really like. Like if I was making in my mind, if I was daydreaming of a Superman story, it'd
Mhm.
be very hard for me to add an OC character to that, because I'd be like, this OC character is good, but the main man's here, so fuck off OC. You know what I mean? But what I
For
like to do, and what I'd like to see more in fan fiction, I'm not sure if this actually happens though, because of the nature of it, is OCs that just exist in the world. Because in my mind, for example, I've created two random ass characters, a Sith apprentice who lives on Korriban and does evil Sith things, in the Jedi world, the Star Wars world, and no big shit happens. It's just, you know, in my mind, there he is, fucking awesome Sith guy. You know what I mean? And then there's another guy who has weird powers, but he's in the DC world. But he nothing to do with Superman. No, he's just chilling out in the DC world. You know what I mean? He's chilling out. He's having a burger.
technically
Superman flies,
civilians
kicks that guy's
in
ass. There we
you're
go.
technically talk about civilian side characters in a set universe, correct?
Kind of. It's in my mind, it works like what if NCIS was in the world of Superman? You know what I mean? Like they'd be a bit
for
fucked,
me,
but it'd be hilarious to watch.
For me, one of the best Sonic OCs I ever saw
Mhm.
was a mouse that someone made who was no fighter. She went into the city for a adventure. She ended up getting far more than she bargained for, watching Sonic and the others battle from the sidelines, afraid for her life like any civilian.
There we go. See, that sounds really
That
good,
was
doesn't it?
a different point of view. She was not doing any of the fighting, so she was not overpowering anyone. Hell, she was the weakest in the area.
Well, there we go. See, I like stuff like that. I like that they did that. I want to see more non-main
I
character.
tried to
roles.
relocate that one, but I cannot find it. But it was personally one of the best examples of how to bring a OC into a world without messing everything up.
Exactly, because I mean, it's in the fucking name, original character. You don't need to abide by the rules, or you don't need. If you're adding a character to your universe, you don't need to make them somehow mesh all the time. You know what I mean, it's okay when it happens, but it's nice every now and then to just have a guy in the world. You know what I mean? What if someone, I say in a blasphemous tone, had an OC character in Naruto that had nothing to do with Naruto? I'd like that.
Yeah,
That'd be nice.
like making a rival, make an OC rival for that ramen stand Naruto loves so much, and have this guy trying to be competition, and for that ramen stand, ramen stand in a pretty much
That would be fucking hilarious.
competition. That would not be overpowered, because this guy's a little ninja.
That would be hilarious. That'd be brilliant, and that's something no one's taught of.
I want.
And that would work in the world easily.
Okay, Jash, your turn.
I already talked about my OC, but
Yeah.
but OCs, when they're done good, they're done good, and I like people that have OCs for years and, you know, are really good at role playing or writing them, and it's
Yes,
just fun, you know, playing around with them and like randomly just interact with them, and the person knows them so well they can, you know, immediately jump on and start writing as whatever the character is.
yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's how nerdy I am, right? I have only like one character that I keep in my mind and also like that, and I'm so attached to the bugger that when Star Wars: The Old Republic came out, I created a character, named it after him, and played it exactly like him. I'm not even kidding. He's to this day, it's still there, and every time I need to think of how he looks, I'm like, all right, load up Star Wars, because my bro's already there. He exists. That's how nerdy I got. I had to create him in his life. I can't bloody write properly. So
When I go into RPG games like that, I do try to create one of my mini characters, or if I feel like I just go random. You remember Champions Online, Ian
Yep.
Punchy?
Yeah.
Remember Lobochi?
Yeah.
He was based on my Wolfbot brother.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yes.
See, that's-
I was playing one of my twin Wolfbot from my Metabots fanfiction.
I like that. There should be more stuff like that. That's good. I kind of wish I created my character properly. Now I just created like a grizzled old veteran soldier who was losing his arms one by one.
Yes.
Speaking of which, it's been that long now that I'm fairly certain he's just a robot now.
Sorry, the sound effects seem to be delayed like 4 or 5 seconds.
No problem. But there was stuff like that I do as well. It helped me get into the head of my characters as I worked with them, because I am playing as this character.
Exactly, it works, and it makes it better. Like, because I was playing Star Wars: Old Republic, and there was a torture scene. There's a guy, and you have to get information out of him. And obviously, in my mind, I was like, I don't want to torture this fellow. I like him. He's quite funny. But then I was like, but what would my Sith man do? And I proceeded to torture the bastard within an inch of his life, and it was brilliant, and I loved it. And damn it, I want to play Star Wars.
Anyway, since we seem to be moving on past the fan fiction, overall summary, I would say for fan fiction, the characters have to be done well and mesh well with how the world works.
But they don't necessarily have to be directly involved.
They do not have to necessarily be directly involved with the canon cast. They just have to fit in the world somewhere.
That's what it's like stuff.
That's exactly how you make. That's exactly one of the ways to make them work.
Exactly, but the thing is, it's stuff like, because I think this happens a lot. Stuff that really annoys me is like for example, if it's Dragon Ball Z out of nowhere, guess what? Goku had another son no one told him about, and he's older than Gohan somehow, and he's stronger than everyone. That really, go away, you know. That's basically, I see stuff like that, and I'm like, no.
Okay, the next topic is role-playing, and we're going to focus on characters, or else Neko would spend hours on end talking about every little fucking detail. And that's amusing, but we sort of need to end the show sometime this century.
Look, listen, there's no one else who can hold me back. Frankly, you need her, and I mean, she just stopped me from taking over the show. You know what's happening again? That's it. The show's Omar talks. Okay.
Oh, hell no.
Right. Good, she accepts it. Right. First thing we're going to talk about. Okay. Coke. Better than Pepsi?
No.
Yes.
No.
No. Yes.
Okay, another one of my OCs. I have actually converted to Dungeons and Dragons tabletop RPG roleplay.
What? Really?
Yes. Oh,
Good
Punky,
boy.
I believe you remember Ymir. He is my shadowy infiltrator with a morphing ability of sorts.
Yes, I remember him.
He was made for Battle Network.
Mm-hmm.
Mega Man Battle Network. But
Yeah, I kind of thought it was him.
I have actually adjusted him to several games. That includes Dungeons and Dragons, where I made a changeling.
A changeling?
Yes, a changeling.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Morphling.
My changeling,
That makes sense.
he has the ability to basically be the master of disguise. And that's exactly one of the things with Ymir.
That's
be
a
a master
perfect conversion
disguise.
right there.
I could not make him look exactly like his Battle Network counterpart, but I was okay with that.
Wait, you mean Dungeons and Dragons? Like, what are you on about here?
Technically, Ymir is nothing more than a net navvy who has been pretty much covered up in a black cloak with nothing but glowing yellow eyes. For my changeling, I actually have him appear more into the world.
Bunchy, are you confused on what Dungeons and Dragons is? Or
No, I know what Dungeons and Dragons is, but doesn't it exist in a board game where there are no visuals?
Actually, it's not a board game. It is pretty much you have a crap load of papers that tell things about what's going on around you, whether they be your own notes or your character sheet and such. Closest thing to a board is technically having a grid map you can pretty much scribble on and erase your scribbles.
Alright, and your character having a visual look, how does that translate then? Because if there's nothing to write on or no things to use...
Technically, as a changeling...
Or there's something you write down to describe it?
Well, as a changeling, they naturally have white skin.
No, but what I mean is...
Oh.
When you create your character, is it a situation that there is a physical embodiment of the character, like you have a drawing of it, or do you have to write down a description of how it looks?
You do not have to have a drawing. You do decide what equipment they are carrying, and basic things like hair color or eye color.
Alright, so that's how you did it. I get it. I've caught up now. I got it. Continue.
But yes, my changeling has a habit in the RP to actually hide himself as a different species overall, so they don't know he's a changeling. But he also has a habit of also learning to mimic things he hears, like the goblins cursing someone out in Goblin. He'll pick it right back up and zing them back in it. Namely, he'll copycat a phrase he heard, like, let's say.
So he's a lot like I forgot. There's a character I watched somewhere that kind of just sees people do things and just copies it and makes his personality around that.
Pretty much. He would hear one of the goblins go like, he'll go right back at them going,
I swear I've seen that somewhere before.
and he actually annoyed some of the goblins that way.
I like that. Like, the character does sound good. I think that's.
Yes. He is also a thief. He is my thief character. So technically, you have a jewel on you. You're a bad guy. He'll walk right past you, and you're going to be missing that jewel. He is
the family jewels?
No, not the family jewels, unless you talk about the pearl ring or something.
Oh, thank God, no.
No, he will go after actual gems, not the family jewels.
Look, if you dare do that, I think you're no longer a thief so much as a psychopath. A monster, just beyond belief.
Well, as a thief, he will steal stuff and pretty much help out his team, even when he's stuck with them. He would prefer to avoid conflict. In truth.
Well, that's a flawed, nice character. He's a bit of a douchebag apparently. So.
Yes, he is a bit more along. This character is a bit more along the lines of, okay, I do not want to get killed. How do I avoid getting killed, but still do stuff that helps whoever I'm traveling with? How do I help my friends still?
He's Gaius Baltar! You guys probably don't know this, but Battlestar Galactica, he's Gaius. Oh my God, people watching, well, one person watching, they'll know.
Hi, one person, we noticed you!
But yes, that is how Ymir rolls. He actually we actually had another abnormal character join the RP party. An ogre by the name of Gerb. Gerb.
I feel like an idea has been stolen from me.
You don't have any ideas we're stealing.
I had a champion character that was a giant monster called Gerb.
Gerb is a big...
Is he green?
He is big, he is sometimes green. And he happens to be a big dunce. He is a stupid as a brick wall kind of character.
Should have called him
Ymir ends up making fast friends with the big guy. And one round when they needed a high perch for Ymir to shoot his crossbow from, he climbed onto Gerb and locked on his shoulders with his legs, so he was literally riding Gerb's shoulder and firing.
I'm getting a real big Spider-Man Hulk.
We were rolling dice to see if he kept his balance.
Oh, God,
He did!
Well, damn!
Hang on, let me get the appropriate sound effects.
Okay, Jashy, earlier in Skype, I told you, seeing the GM's face when we turned the plot upside down.
But I've done D&D like back in college, my
Lucky
now
bastards.
ex was the DM. So yeah, I was our whole group was basically full of assholes. So
Okay, put it
Why aren't
simply.
there more nerds around me? I want to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay,
the only problem
out
I have
GM.
with Dungeons and Dragons is I love playing it. I love interacting with people, but dice rolls, figuring out class, and getting my character set up is like.
Yeah,
Dude,
but at the same
this isn't
time,
fair. I live among Dungeons and Dragons. I'm in England, damn it. I deserve to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Then fucking play Dungeons and Dragons, you.
okay, let me put it this way. Dungeons and Dragons is built to ensure that you do not have a god mod character, which I love about the game. The only way to truly god mod is if your GM allows that shit.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
If your GM knows how to keep a game balanced, you got a damn interesting game coming your way because things are
I'd
up
be a terrible
to chance.
GM. I just fuck with everyone. I just be like, oh, you think you're doing well on that bridge?
Job
Guess what?
to fuck with
Dragon.
Everyone. That's
Pardon?
the DM's job. You fuck with everyone when you're the DM.
Nah, like what? Imagine this. Imagine this.
Try to
You're sitting down for a
out-
rest.
Yeah.
You're petting a unicorn. It's going well. Guess what?
Okay,
Raining volcano. Boom. Fucked.
For me, when I play Dungeons and Dragons, I have actually played with 3 people overall at the table. That was me, my twin, and Decker Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
He was DMing. Me and my twin had the allowance to make 2 characters each.
All
2.
right.
So we double role playing as we were moving along. We end up finding out that the first town our level 1s walked into had a crisis that was going on, and we had ended up going on a hunt for a relic because we got hired by like the hotshot of the town.
You mean
It
like a
turns
really
out-
good hunter, or?
No, technically the big noble.
Oh, see, yeah.
It turns out this noble was a necromancer who was trying to pretty much screw the town over with this magical artifact. We were suspicious, so we had actually took it to the priest to have it checked and found out what the artifact does. And when we took it back to the guy and ended up pretty much having a showdown with him, we figured out he was well out of our league. We got the hell out of there. My
Just fucking left?
twin. We didn't quite exactly left. We were level 1s versus, as we found out later, near level 20 necromancer.
Ooh.
18.
So you're fucked.
Level 18 necromancer versus about 4, and the NPC we picked up 5 level 1s. We vamoosed. Somehow the asshole had a chance to toss a death spell at one of our characters.
Oh fuck.
Oh no. This is where it gets interesting.
Quick pause.
Oh, no,
Death
no.
spell is the one where there's like a countdown and then you're just dead.
Oh no. We still have the warrior.
Do what?
We did a save throw. It was a 20. Automatic save. Boom. The warrior shrugged it off.
Lucky bastard.
Yes. That was the kind of stuff we did to our poor DM. We get 20 at the damnest times.
Wait, 2 of you?
Yes, the both of us would get 20s at the damnest times. I almost
Fucking
lost
twin
my
power.
mage. He brought out a damn croc that was meant for a bigger group. This croc was still a crocodile, a big giant crocodile. We were going along the river at one point in our adventure. He brought out a crocodile that was meant for a bigger party.
How are you meant to fight dragons when crocodiles are posing a threat? Good God.
Let me put it this way. This crocodile had the power to kill my mage in one bite.
Did it kill your mage in one bite?
No, we killed him before it could get shot. We stacked up our attacks, and my mage had recently learned shocking grasp. There was water that could be conducted. There was metal that ended up in the sucker from previous firings of crossbows. We literally had electric conductors. And I got my mage to land the shocking grasp because the croc was in her reach.
So you shocked the bastard to death. Someone call Peter.
We pretty much rolled everything, and we ended up getting the croc down in time.
See, now that sounds fun.
Yeah, we were legitimately playing with a GM who was more than willing to kill off our characters. He has not done it yet. He has not done it yet.
He doesn't know how to be evil. Frankly, if I was there, I'd be like, oh, worried about crocodile? Guess what? The devil himself. Bring it.
I don't know. Me and my twin, we seem to have Lady Luck watching down on us because no matter what he has tried so far, we managed to pull our characters out.
What about this? Instead of a crocodile, what? Totodile.
Sorry, Pokemon don't exist.
Do
Pokemon do not exist in the Dungeons and Dragons world.
In that case, I'm a very powerful GM who has somehow forced it to exist in this world.
You mean you just shit something out of your ass?
Basically, yes. Basically, that's I just.
I wonder if it's Numemon or Sukamon from Digimon.
Both of them. It was a hefty.
My. Was Daimon there too? Because I'm pretty certain that had hurt.
Oh God! Oh no! Oh man! Oh, just a thought.
Okay, let's Omar, have you had any experience in any form of role play?
Not the kind you're asking.
Okay.
Not really. I have a little bit actually. I'm serious. I have.
Okay, expand, explain.
Oh, explain. Oh, well, it's entirely different to the kind you're on about, but not the kind you think I'm about to go on about. Basically, once I went to Warwick Castle, which is a giant fucking castle, with some friends, and we thought, you know what would be a really fucking hilarious idea? If we dressed up as knights. Because we'd be so fucking cool if we did that. And so we did that. And so we walked around the entire place the entire time, swearing down that we were real knights. And this is a real castle with like visitors and everything, and we would like we are fucking knights. How dare you say otherwise? This is our castle. Get out, bitches. And it was simultaneously the most hilarious and most embarrassing experience of my life.
Technically, you went LARPing.
Yeah, that was LARPing. Live action role playing.
Can I just say, by the way, I looked fucking nice in a knight suit. God damn.
That's
because full ass suit of armor, big ass sword to go with my other big ass sword, 2 big ass swords. It was nice. Kind of want an axe though. Feel like I should have gone as a barbarian.
At least you didn't go as a nudist.
They wouldn't have complained.
But yes.
Yeah. Me, I tend to do, text.
Form role plays.
Yeah,
text-based forms.
Yeah, I do at least one over IM, but I prefer going to Tumblr or forum to do it so I can figure out what happened before.
Yes, I understand that feeling exactly. I actually have played text-based forums as well.
Yeah,
that's actually what started me RPing. To be honest.
Yeah, though one sort of big, I guess, role play I'm doing is Tobias from Animorphs, and I have a Tobias role playing Tumblr, which I have, and then I'm also on an Animorphs role playing forum where I'm also playing Tobias. And it was the third Animorphs forum I joined just because the first one, the owner was like, I don't have time. And then the second Animorphs forum, both her and I joined, and then the owner wasn't really being active or doing much, so then she made another Animorphs forums, and I joined that again, and that one seems to be stable for the moment.
For now.
Yeah. It better be fucking stable. It was really interesting. We're following the basics of the Animorphs series about how things worked out, but we're deviating, like making a new Animorph OC.
A what-if scenario.
And recently, Marco and Rachel shared a kiss while Rachel and Tobias were still a thing. And what's maddening to me is that I can't metagame, so I can't have Tobias say, "Hey, Rachel." What was that with you and Marco? What the fuck? I mean, as myself, I'm like, oh, this is so, nice in a sort of taboo sort of way. But if my character Tobias ever found out, he would be fucking pissed. He would both be pissed, and he would be like, well, I knew she wouldn't, stick with this guy who's stuck in a hawk's body and can't, like, kiss or fuck or anything, so at least it's Marco.
Tobias is stuck in the body of a hawk, or Marco?
Yeah, it happens at the end of the first book, so it's not really a major spoiler.
Wait, who's the one stuck, though?
Tobias.
And she's dating the Hawkman.
Rachel is dating Tobias. Tobias is the Hawkman. Rachel is a girl.
Okay, and Rachel has cheated on Hawkman with other man.
Yeah, with another of the Animorphs.
I'm conflicted. I see why she did it, but at the same
with the
time.
jokester of the team, so to say.
Yeah, you would fit in with him well. You would like him. I've had people say that, one friend said, oh, I thought your favorite character would be like Marco or Axe because you really have their personalities. And I'm like, no, Tobias.
What?
And that's the only one I like really role-playing. It's like if I join a role-playing group and Tobias is taken, like, okay, never mind.
Jeez, picky much? Bloody hell. Jesus.
I mean, okay, like, Axe would be a good secondary one, but if those two were taken, it'd be like, fuck it.
Surely it must get a bit irritating to play a character who's a hawk, because he can't exactly do much.
Well,
I mean, basically, for his free time, you can only have one story. Tobias flies around pooping on people's heads. I mean, it's all.
I would play that shit forever, but my sort of minor spoiler, I won't say how it happens, but in one of the books, he gets his morphine power back. So, in the Animorphs role-playing forum, we haven't reached that part yet. In my Tobias Tumblr, I play post-war, so of course he has his morphine ability.
There's a quick thing, right? You know what you should do? You should, right, get a fanfic, right, where it's Tobias, and he's flying around pooping on people's heads, but don't make it as a joke. Make it serious as fuck. Like, he's like, this is it. Like, you can hear him in his head, you listen to him, right, and he's like, approaching target. Flying down, he's like, target has not seen me yet. Shh. Gets right above his head, he's like, target found, fire, fire, fire! And he just poops.
Yeah, fly, fly, fly!
He's like, get out of there, let's see you! And he fucking flies off. Proud.
If he shit on the villain's head and then his fellow Animorphs, and then, with his fellow Animorphs just saying, oh, that was just another red-tailed hawk. Why do you always blame me when they...
Exactly. See what I mean? See, this is good. All of Animorphs has led up to this. This is why it exists.
What?
All of Animorphs has led up to this moment. This is why it exists, for you to make this poop story.
Hang on.
Thank you very much. I will take that gladly. Yeah.
Sorry, viewer. Just, man. Let's move on before we go into detail and name this crack fic. God damn it, don't close that. Okay, scientific myths you're okay with in movies. Like, recently, I saw Lucy, even though the movie's whole premise is we only use 10% of our brains. And, I was able to go into the movie just saying, okay, in this universe that exists, and
Can I just quickly? That is technically true, but wrong at the same time.
Fuck
Because
Dad.
we use.
Hang on. Dad's home, so he might come in and knock for a second and interrupt. Okay, you can continue.
Right. Anyway, point is that's kind of true, but it's not at the same time. See, for people who don't know, we use 10% of our brain at any given time because we only need 10%.
Hang on. Yeah, Dad, I'm recording in here. Okay.
Right. Anyway, we only need 10%. It's like in order to use 100% of our brain capacity, we'd have to, be concentrating on looking at something, concentrating on hearing something, trying to eat something, smell something, touch something, opposite sides, cutting our hair, pooping and pissing, and having sex at the same time.
Here's, I just did a quick Google. 10% of brain myth. The 10% of brain myth is the widely perpetrated urban legend that most of all humans only use of 3%, 10%, 20%, or some other small percentage of their brains that has been misattributed to people, including Albert Einstein. Continue as I look up some more about this.
Right. Point is, it's not technically true. I don't mind that they're using it. My main problem that they're using it is that they've done it before, again and again and again, several times. They've done it a lot. Too many times for it to be okay for me. So I know this is fake. Everyone knows this is fake. You can't keep using this. You know what I mean? And they expect us to take it seriously as well. It's not like when I watch comic books, I can, hold back my scientific endeavors. I can, I'm not gonna pretend that Superman could fly in real life, but it's a Superman movie and I'm gonna go with it. But if you're trying to make it all sciencey, at least try to have some manner of realism to it, and try not to use urban myths that have been proven wrong for a long ass time. You say it's even a little bit believable. Please, God.
Yeah, it seems that we use more than 10% of our brain because some of the brain is used for stuff we don't think about, like
There's a good portion in there just for memory. I don't want to remember everything at once. That's the only way you could ever get to 100%.
Yeah, with the unconscious things we do, like balance,
sight.
Yes, exactly. Smell, even touch.
Yeah, so we're using fuckload more than 10%, but yeah, that myth is so annoying.
It gets after the 700th time it's appeared, it's pushed me a little too far.
Well, okay, for me, scientific myths, i.e. pseudoscience, if I pronounced it right, I do not know. Persuader. Okay.
It's fine. It's a really fucking hard word. I had no idea why they spelled it like that.
Well, anyway, I happen to be aware of the fact that a lot of materials like stories and animes and such, they do use that type of science, and yes, it can actually be very, very fun. Especially they woven it well.
It's when they do it well, it's fine. But the problem is, a lot of the time, and sometimes they just do it in such an absurdly stupid way.
Other times they just pull stuff out of their ass, and you can tell that's when it's not fun.
It's like, I think this is not science-based so much as it is supernatural-based. But I also don't like it when they do things like, I don't know, man has ability to supernatural ability. He has inner energy or some shit. And then next thing you know, the entire world is run on it somehow. I don't think that makes sense. I don't like that. I feel like if you're gonna have supernatural powers, don't make it interfere with the world. And don't use some bullshit excuse like somehow chakra can be used to power cars. Don't like that. It's pointless. Doesn't make sense.
Okay. One of the things of that kind of science that had came up was making a unique energy source that could actually function as this kind of ultimate power source and stuff like that.
That I'm okay with. That I believe. Yes. I believe because it's inevitable we'll reach that at some point, but we don't know what it is. We know what it'll kind of be and what its effects will be. So that's more important than that. We don't need to know the method so much as the effect that it's possible. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Anyway,
it's like saying if you
let's take Mega Man. Let's take Mega Man for this one. I mean the classic series through X through 0 to Legends. There's an item called energy crystal, and this crystal can be converted into raw energy, and it became a huge necessary source in Mega Man Zero, where people know it the best. It like got referenced like 3 times in all of the X games, and like once in certain medias of Mega Man Classic.
Mm.
In Legends, these crystals no longer were recognized as energy crystals. We know them as the refractors. And I do not know if the refractors are legitimately the exact crystals. It was just the name was lost or something. But
yeah, that kind of pseudoscience that kind of makes sense. I mean, it's on a technical level, it doesn't make sense, but that it doesn't make sense in the same way that going to Mars doesn't make sense for us now. We don't know how.
I want to go to Mars. I want to live on a colony on Mars.
I want to live on the moon. Just live on the moon. The moon looks way better.
Mars is better.
Fuck you. The moon is way better.
Anyway,
I'll fight you, woman.
Anyway, in my fanfic of a Mega Man crossover I am working on, this is a bit spoilerific for it, but I do plan on having a link between Mega Man Legends to the energy crystals, namely finding a big enough energy crystal from the crystal mines, and like the refractors in Legends, they are put into a device that spins them and generate energy. I was thinking, if it was done with those kinds of crystals, is it possible to do it with an energy crystal which produces energy itself?
I have no idea.
But
that's a good idea.
Yes,
and it's another example of this pseudoscience.
It will actually make the origin of where the technology for the refractors came from, if Legends was truly linked to the timeline.
But see, that's what more. If you're going to use urban myths and science, pseudoscience like that, it should be more like that. It should make, first of all, at least a little bit of sense, and secondly, sense within the canon. And
yes.
Also, I think
that's exactly how you bend a myth to work in your world, no matter what series, whether it's canon or original.
Yeah, I think what's most important, when making a story with making a universe, is that the laws, make sense within that universe.
Also, that they're not stupid.
Which is also a pain in the ass to put together in the first place.
Yeah, but
speaking from experience.
Okay. See that you guys know more than me on this point, but I think basically it's a combination. It's all, yeah, it's true. Look. What I mean is basically, pseudoscience is okay to do. It's fine every now and then, but don't do it when it's dumb. And if you're gonna do it, make it make fucking sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for example, this 10% of the brain shit. I don't like it when people use that as just a pull your hat out of your head excuse for somehow everyone can have superpowers. Like, oh, he's got 11%, suddenly he shoots fire. You know what I mean? She's got 12%. Guess what? She can crush the world with her pinky finger. Doesn't make sense. Stuff like that.
Actually, one anime series has taken that brain myth. It did not say how much of the brain was used, but it said when the brain is used 100%, it unlocks all limits.
Which one is this?
I do not remember the series. I saw it in passing on good manga.
I want to say Evangelion. I've never really seen the series, but that sounds like something wacky.
Yeah, technically, yes, that kind of thing has been taken. I had seen it. I gotta relocate it, but it is there.
I've never actually seen Evangelion, but something similar to it. I've seen Eureka 7, and Eureka 7 is kind of a weird example where, even though the science behind it is ridiculous and doesn't make any sense, the way they made it work within the world makes it make sense. It makes it okay. Like the whole skateboarding robots thing. What the fuck? Not skateboarding, sorry, air skateboarding robots thing. Doesn't make sense. But somehow it works within the confines of the world. So it's good. It works.
For me, One Piece is also another prime example of wackiness that has been made to work.
True. That's very much it, actually. That's probably number one.
That is probably part of the reason why people enjoy One Piece, because they have actually made this world revolve around the oddities and make it make sense in its own strange way, that's the point. It makes sense, no matter how silly it is.
Self-contained world that doesn't need to rely on everyone else and other real world things not to exist. It's good. It's
Yes,
good.
that's how you construct something. You have to bring some form of sense, no matter what your silliness is.
Exactly. Like in fact, all good worlds do this. The DC and Marvel worlds, they all have rules. They all have
Yes.
basic, even though they do some weird shit in there, they all have basic rules that they don't, go past. It all makes sense. It makes sense. Make it make sense.
Animorphs had their own. Animorphs had their own strangeness, namely the aliens becoming a reality.
Yeah, and the Yerks.
They-
More I know
they
about them.
brought-
There's some weird
they
ass
brought-
motherfuckers.
They brought rules to how the morphs work and
Oh yeah.
how the alien species work themselves. They actually put thought into how they constructed their world.
Yeah,
Tell you
those
what.
Animorphs is a good series to actually go to the look of how good, extraterrestrials are made, how each one had its own culture, its own abilities, its own diet.
I give you that. I don't know enough about Animorphs to be sure, but from what little I know about all the aliens, they're some fucking unique aliens. I have never
Yes.
seen shit like that.
Toxins or taxons or however the fuck you say those, like.
Yes,
cannibalistic
I remember the
ones.
worms.
Yeah.
Anyway, just a quick thing. I was thinking, right, as an example of a world that has failed at this, and this hurts me to say this, but actually Dragon Ball Z has failed very badly at getting a concise and a world that makes sense, because if you think about it, it took Goku, the most powerful Saiyan ever, a good, fucking 20 years in order to get Super Saiyan 1, and yet somehow all his children are like blasting upward power, like fucking Super Saiyan 1 at 2 years old. You know what I mean?
They bring in these new characters and quickly make them jump.
Yeah, it's like
They jump
instantly
past
the most
they jump past what their elders have pulled off, so they can catch up.
Exactly, and not only that, the villains, they don't make sense. Well, how come there's so many people that's more
part of
powerful
the
than
way
the other one,
some
when
fans
the last one is most powerful?
The way the fans may chalk up how the kids know Super Saiyan as one of their abilities is
That'd be
probably
genetics or something, isn't it?
it's probably the fact that their elders who figured it out before them taught them.
No, but see, Goku was dead.
Yes,
And also,
that's the
Vegeta
weird
didn't even
part.
know his son was a Super Saiyan.
Mhm.
So it's weird, it doesn't make any sense. The best
Yeah.
explanation is genetic, but even then, Gohan turned Super Saiyan 1 fairly fucking easily, didn't he? So,
Yeah. It just went like big. Gotta catch this kid up. Snap. He's Super
And don't
Saiyan.
forget, there's no fucking sense in their abilities to do things. There's like Capsule Corp that has weird technology that doesn't make any sense. There's the aliens that have weird technology that doesn't make any sense. There's the underworld that appears to have demons that are actually aliens. There's Lord Demon King Piccolo who was a demon but now is an alien. There's like the spirit world that appears to have magic that isn't really magic, that can't actually do anything. There's like a god that seems to be incapable of protecting anyone from anything. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It's awesome though, but it doesn't make any sense.
Let's wrap this part up and go to the final topic for today. It's like thundering and lightning, and I just worry that the power's going down.
I understand that.
I don't.
Yes, I do.
Oh, you damn right.
Lose a desktop to a lightning strike right outside your house? Oh, hell yeah, I understand that.
I'm in England. The last time I had a storm was. I was a child.
Yesterday.
It was famous. We remember it. The storm of '96. It drizzled a bit too much.
The final topic is, what fandom universe would you like to be taken to?
You guys can go first.
Oh, hands down for me, Battle Network. It'd be so cool to have a net navy.
Yeah, what was that?
Because then because no matter how screwed up the world sees you as, you could just go to the store, buy a net navy off the shelf, have the basic model of a PT, get the navy running, and because it's an AI program, artificial intelligence, and right there, boom, you have an instant friend. You do not have to worry about the world outside.
Oh, that sounds good.
That's from a lonely person.
Shut up, that's a genius idea, okay? I'd do it. You would too, I bet and all.
Well, I don't really have friends to hang out with here, so I'm not going to say anything.
Well, in the Battle Network world, some of the navies were also used as aids for sick partners. like keeping tabs on the pacemaker, for instance.
Ooh. So if I ever need to,
You meet that
you know,
character in a Battleship Challenge, if I recall correctly. Mary.
so yeah.
Mary and Ring Chung from Network Chip Challenge.
Yeah.
She is actually a character with a pacemaker, and her Navi maintains it.
I like that. That makes sense. That's a good use for that. Once again, a good way of, a good. What were we talking about for? Forgot.
What world would we like to be in? What
Oh,
fantasy world we'd like to be in?
Jashi, go.
No, you go. I'm saving myself for last.
Oh,
I know
me?
this I'm being courteous.
All right, fine. I'm split. I very much like your idea of the Navis and that.
Mm-hmm.
But I also like the idea of Pokemon because it's very similar in
Yes.
some ways, and it's such a nice, happy world. I feel like you'd never be unhappy if you went there. But I quite like technology and movies and shit, and I get the feeling that they would exist properly in the Navi world, but not in the Pokemon world. It'd be different there.
Closest thing to technology in the Pokemon world I remember is Nurse Joy's healing devices and the digitizing transfer system of the Pokeballs.
Well, yeah, but they have other technology. They even have computers and stuff, but I never see anything truly like our world. Whereas the Net Navis, it makes sense that our internet would be there as well, wouldn't it?
Yes.
But the one I'm going to have to pick is Doctor Who, because fucking Doctor, yes, please. I will be a companion. I will fight for it. If I have to, I will go
Which Doctor would you like to be a companion to?
Matt Smith, my man, the 11th. The raggedy man with the bow tie. Fuck off, bear. Yeah, but that's my pick, Doctor Who.
Myself, I'd like the Terminator universe just because it's very cool, but at the same time, I'd be like dead within an hour.
You're not going to survive the fucking Judgment Day.
I know! So I'd go with, the Animorphs universe just because, I could morph something and at least I could enjoy myself before I died.
True, that would be all right. In all fairness, though, if you could do that, I turn to a flea.
I live in Florida, so morphing a seagull and just going along the beaches and shitting on someone's head.
Hey, that works. That's good. That's good.
I'm so
If I had Animorph powers, I'd probably see if I could catch a hold of a squirrel outside. And when we play Cards Against Humanity, I would go chittering at the mic and get Kevin going, "Oh, do the squirrel noise!"
Oh, I don't know why he likes the squirrel noise, but I think it's funny that he does.
Yes.
Anyway, what's next? Is there anything else?
Okay, announcements. How about we start with Omar, since he usually does the longest announcements ever.
I have a video. Okay.
Okay, what's your YouTube channel, Bunchy?
Baron Punchy. Check it out. It's got one video there, and it's the best video ever. Definitely not the shittest thing ever. Definitely not the shittest thing ever. It is actually the shittest thing. It's really bad. It's embarrassing as all hell. I need to figure out a better way of making videos. I don't know how to edit. Frankly, for whatever fucking reason, I get really nervous. But it's only when I'm the only person there. Why? I need someone else. I need you to sit there.
Because the thing is, I think it's that other people will view it, and you're wondering, will they like it, will they don't? What if I appear like a total idiot?
But I don't care now. I don't give a shit. If someone says they don't like it, I will poop on him. I won't even need to turn into a bear. Just be like, all right, put my pants down. All right, gentlemen, stay still.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all my announcements.
Neko, do you have anything you want to bring up?
Currently, I do not have any videos, podcasts, blogs, whatever, but I am trying to figure out how I'm going to run a fan fiction-based informative series. Basically, I will be telling my observations of the fan fiction base and what brings a story together for me.
That's actually quite a good idea.
I would be going over the flaws of the fan fictions, but I also will try to cover what is great. So if I find a good one, if I find a good story, I will be sure to mention it so people can find it.
That's actually a very good idea. I'm good with that. I will like that video.
Because then we don't have to go searching through or writing good fan fiction ourselves.
True.
Well, it technically would be a lot easier if people got some proper information, because when I look up fan fiction on YouTube, I find people reading the dirtiest, raunchiest stuff, or they're just reading bad fiction overall. No one's covering the good stuff, and when I look for informatives, they are not that informative to me. So I'm hoping
That
to
is helpful.
try.
That said, I don't mind the first part of that. Frankly, help yourselves. It's alright. It's good.
But yes, I do want to try and make an informative series. But I find myself more animated when I talk to people, so finding a co-host probably might be a good idea for me.
It is. Having experience to try to talk on your own effect, it really fucks you up really badly. It's shocking. You do not. Right now, I could care less what people think, and I can just shoot things out of my mouth wherever the fuck I want to say. Whereas from
I'm
my
too
own,
self-conscious when I'm alone.
yeah, it's ridiculous, man. You know what I did? It was like hello, I'm doing a review. Don't please like. It was horrible. Honestly, it's shocking. And I'm not saying I'm good now. I'm pretty bad now, but fucking hell.
You'll grow used to talking on your own.
No, if I'm that bad, I think people may have died watching that.
Okay, Neko, is that it for your announcement?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, I'll go on my list. Okay, let me scroll down.
Fucking hell, is it long?
No, it's not that long. Shut up.
You have to fucking scroll, of course it's long.
No, it's just that I had, in the same document, I had our topics for this Jash Talks, and below that the announcements, and I had scrolled up, so I could see all our topics, so I had to scroll down, like an inch.
Of course you did.
Okay. My post-war Animorphs fan fiction, New Beginnings and Second Chances, just 3 more chapters to go, and then that ends. I really enjoy writing it, so I'm like, yay, I'm finally finishing it, but no, I'm finishing it. I have a contest on my forums, jashikins.boards.net. That prize is me giving 2 positive reviews of the first 2 episodes of the Animorphs TV series.
Positive reviews?
Yes.
Of the Animorphs TV series?
That's the prize.
Oh, I see, that's the prize!
Yeah.
Oh my god. Ooh.
Okay. So technically you'd be spouting a bunch of bullshit of how good it is when you personally find a shitload of problems.
Connie, I never said that. Neko, do me a favor, win that prize and make her do it. Please, it needs to be just, it needs to happen.
I would have to find my Animal Earth books and try to see if I could quickly make a one-shot or something to even have a shot.
It's worth it. It's worth it. Can you imagine it? Can you imagine how it would break her?
I don't. Basically, the first one to reach a certain rank in the forums by achieving a certain amount of posting to the contest board wins.
Now, do these posts have to have any amount of content that's worth anything?
They just have to be, replies to boards, and they can't be spam.
Damn it.
Yeah, so there's like a shitload of stuff, up there, and you can make your own boards, so yeah.
Please, someone do it. Please, someone do it.
You two can do it. I think Trey's one role-playing buddy I'm playing with seems to be interested in being a little more active, just to piss me off.
Sadly, I would love to do it, but I have this incredibly problematic health problem. It's called laziness. I suffer from it every day. I try to fight it, but I'm not
You're
winning.
a moderator on one of the boards, and you're never on.
I know! That's an example of it.
Well, I have an illness too. It's called writer's block. It's a pain You ruin when I am trying to do my crossover and I so badly want to get past the Dart app.
She's on about. That's similar things. There we go.
Okay, next part of my Animorphs reread should be up in a day or two at least, and it will be finishing off the 6th book in the series and announcing the next book in the series I'm going to be reading. And finally, my review of Lucy should be out in a day or two.
I need to watch that. I want to find out what the movie's like.
Yeah, I came out of the theater and, as I was walking home, the one guy was like, so what happens when she reaches 100%? And I'm like, you're going to have to watch the movie and find out. And he's like, can't you tell me? I'm like, no. So, yeah. Neko, do you want to say any parting words?
This was fun. I really hope to get invited again.
We should do that. We should. Just saying.
Yeah, it was good.
Think about it.
Dad,
Between you two, you can stop me from
You
talking.
need to hush him up at some point.
Yeah, we need like a shot
You
call.
never hold me down.
Okay.
My voice will be heard.
Until next video, goodbye, and Bunchy, say something rude so I can stop recording.
I once fucked a giraffe.